How's it going, guys? Cody back again, dropping yet another video. Right, guys, so I'm sat there, it's Friday night, watching Coronation Street, living the quiet life as I do these days. My phone rings, it's one of the boys. Cody, just to let you know, one of the boys has rang me from HMP Hewell. HMP Hewell, Cat B prison down in Redditch in Worcestershire. Had its fair share of violent incidents in the past couple of years, including a riot. Just to let you know, it's gone off at the prison, right? Now, like I say, this is nothing new, and I'm fully expecting the prison system to go off. As I've said a million times, the prison system as a whole is a powder keg. Prisoners have had enough, prison officers have had enough, and it's going off in it, do you know what I mean, on the regulars. And the whole prison system is going to go off. It's not a case of if, it is simply when. Now, there's not that much details at the moment. All I got told was it was isolated to one wing at the time when I took the phone call. He wasn't in the prison. It was his mate that's rang him. He's got a blower. He's then rang the boy. The kids rang me to let me know, because obviously I cover prison. I then went onto Facebook, types in the search bar, types him in HMP Hewell. What comes up? Know the Danger Facebook page. Now, anyone that knows Know the Danger Facebook page, it's an unofficial, I don't know why I did that, it's an unofficial site run predominantly by serving and former prison officers that cover a wide range of prison stories. They post prison news, breaking incidents and stuff. So I trusted the information that I'd been told from the former prisoner that boy is in HMP Hewell. I trusted that, but I like to solid things up. So then you go onto Facebook, not expecting to see anything because it's an ongoing situation. It just happened, just developed, and it's there. And you can see the screenshot at the start. Now, it's an unofficial source, but when I've ever confirmed stories on there and stuff, if I've been told something, I've also checked on there in the past and it's been correct, it's been confirmed and it's been true and correct. And yeah, so I trust the information 1,000,000%. The interesting thing with HMP Hewell is it only went off there. There was a riot situation, or I think they call it inconcerted discipline or something, indiscipline or something, concerted indiscipline, a couple of days ago. Rather than saying riot, the Ministry of Justice like to say there was a concerted indiscipline within the prison. In other words, to you and I, there's a riot situation, it's kicked off. Anyway, the last information that I was told is the prison officers had retreated and he was waiting on the Nationals. Now, Tornadoes, the Nationals, or the official name for them, the NTRGs, the Bully Boys, the National Tactical Response Group. Just an interesting situation. Should the NTRG or the Nationals or the Tornadoes go into HMP Hewell, right, or if they haven't already, they are, obviously, they're all in riot gear and stuff. An interesting fact, the back end of last year, there was a news story in the Times, I believe, or the Guardian or the Times. Prison officers that are Nationals are now trained to use taser, armed, I believe, with taser, but are not authorized to use it. So I ask, why would you arm somebody with something if they're not authorized to use it? There we go. Anyway, guys, so that was the last thing I heard. Like I say, hopefully all the prisoners are safe and stuff and they don't incur any injuries, because these NTRG officers go in with flashbangs, heavy artillery, they're tooled up and stuff, aren't they? And if you are a National Tactical Response Group officer, you want it to kick off because you want to hurt people. You're not asked about bringing riot situations under control. You want to hurt people. Simple. Anyway, the interesting thing about the story is that, like I say, there was a story from a couple of days ago that I've just found. This is a story in the Shuttle. I put a link in the description below, like I always do. This riot was going off as of probably about, I don't know, 8 o'clock, 8:30 or something. Prisoners are normally locked up at this time, so obviously might have happened 7 o'clock-ish. I don't know what time it happened. I was just told it kicked off on a wing. The officers had retreated and the prisoners were fully expecting the Nationals next. So this is a story dated the 4th of June, so a couple of days ago. And the headline reads, "Security tightened after guards hurt in HMP Hewell violence." A number of staff at HMP Hewell have had to be taken to hospital after a violent incident at the prison. 4 staff members were injured during the incident, which broke out at the Tad Big prison on Wednesday, the 29th of May. Since the violence, the prison has been put under a restricted regime. A prison service spokesman said on Wednesday, and after an incident at HMP Hewell, which led to 4 prison staff requiring hospital treatment, "We never tolerate violence against our hard-working officers, and we have changed the law to make sure perpetrators of such crimes receive the maximum possible sentence." Then they go on with the empty words and the same old broken record. "We have also recruited an extra 4,700 officers over the last 2.5 years, given those officers tools like Parva spray and body-worn cameras, and we're investing another extra 70 million to improve safety and conditions in the prison." Now, the Parva spray, prison officers and the POA, the Prison Officers Association, they're up in arms because they was promised this tool and it's not fully being rolled out yet. I did an interview with the national chair of the POA, a scumbag by the name of Mark Fairhurst. Mark Fairhurst is a bully boy who works at HMP Liverpool or Walton Jail or the Mansion on the Hill as they call it. And he said in an interview that we did on BBC Radio Wales that I said, look, Parva spray is not going to work. And he said, well, Cody doesn't know what he's talking about. In the 4 prisons that it was piloted, Wealdstone, Hull, Armley, and I think Hindley, if I remember correctly, that Parva spray has reduced violence. Well, that's not true, is it? Because when the Freedom of Information request came out, violence had continued to increase with the use of Parva spray. So in other words, for me, a pilot is you trial something. If it works, you implement it. And if you don't, you scrap it. Well, prison officers obviously walked out. They only went back to work when they received a 3.5% pay rise or 2.7%, 3.5%, either or. And they was given rigid bar handcuffs and Parva spray was rolled out, even though it hasn't reduced violence. Prison officers on the pilot for Parva spray became over-reliant on Parva spray. People that shouldn't have been sprayed ended up getting sprayed. There was incidents at height. Do you know how dangerous it is if you've got a prisoner up on the bars, right? Like you call it up on the bars, and he's holding on and you spray him. His first intake's going to be go to his face. If there's no netting, he could fall head first from the 2s to the 1s or from the 3s to the 2s, 3s to the 2s, 3s to the 1s. So it goes on, guys. HMP Hewell it's got an operational capacity of around 1,104, ran by Her Majesty's Prison Service, so I believe. It's got 6 house blocks. The fact that the prisoners have been on a restricted regime, HMP Hewell has its fair share of prison violence, and it's had riot situations. Not as bad as what happened at Birmingham a couple of years ago. We all know about that riot, of course. I've said it a million times, guys. The prison system is a powder keg. What the uneducated people in the right side of the track, shall we say, the whiter than white, the people that look down the nose at prisoners and want to brutalise us and stuff, they see violence and think, oh, just prisoners being violent. No. For every action, there is a reaction. Prisoners retaliate against the regime, treatment, conditions and stuff. Prisoners have got it hard enough, right? The Prison Officers Association lobbied for the smoking ban, right? In lobbying for the smoking ban, they've increased violence. You might say, well, how does that work? By poking and antagonising prisoners. Tobacco was used in prison. Yes, we've got vapes and stuff these days, but prisoners use tobacco as a stress relief, and it was also currency. If you were stressed, you will smoke more. By banning tobacco, like say 2 years ago, what you're doing, you're poking prisoners with a stick. Secondly, they've increased violence because by banning something, it doesn't just disappear. It gets pushed underground, so tobacco got pushed into contraband alongside mobile phones, drug, new psychoactive substances like spice, SIM cards. You get the picture. Where you've got contraband, you've got debt. Where you've got debt, you've got fear, intimidation, bullying, and violence. Yes. And like I say, HMP Hewell's had its fair share of violence. The prison system's going to go off eventually. It's just a case of when, not if. It's as simple as that, guys. So as we know, as of Friday evening, there was an ongoing. It might have been sorted now. I need to go back. If you've got any prison footage from HMP Hewell, I'll put my mobile number in the description. As long as it's not incriminating anybody, hopefully all the lads in a riot situation, they cover up many different ways, from bed sheets to fucking hoodies to fucking to bed sheets to pillowcases with the eyes cut out and stuff, t-shirts wrapped around their head and everything in between. But yeah, so this is a riot situation, guys. It was ongoing. I don't know if it still is. I've let my media contacts know. The reason I let the media contacts know is because these stories come out anyway, and given half a chance, the Ministry of Justice would stop these stories getting out. But the fact that the prison's been on a restricted regime, that's probably the overspill of why this violence has kicked off tonight. I don't know how big it is. I don't know if it was small scale or big scale. I was told riot situation. Prison officers had, like I say, retreated, and the prisoners was fully expecting the Nationals to come in next. Like I say, the Nationals are the National Tactical Response Group officers. They're just bullies that go in. And remember, guys, they are tasered. They are tasered up. They are trained, but they're not authorised. If you've got anyone in HMP Hewell, please feel free to try and contact them if you've got a mobile phone. If they've been ringing you from inside the jail, see if you can confirm it. Let me know. Put your comments in the comment section below. What do you think about the riot? Do you think it's needed? Do you think it's despicable? Do you support the prisoners' actions? Do you understand why prisoners riot? Have you got sympathy with the prison officers? A prisoner just attacking they're angry at the system, but they can't attack the system, so they attack the prison officers because they see the uniform. You'll have to let me know. Put your comments in the comment section below. If I get more information, I'll bring it to you guys. Like I say, my information was unconfirmed. It was from a friend of a friend. I trust the kid 1,000,000%. It's also been confirmed, as it seems, on the Know the Danger Facebook page, which, like I say, is unofficial, but it is a source for prison officers. It's an open page. You can go and check it out right now. You probably will. You'll see the comments in the comment section below. It's in keeping with the riot situation. These people normally post true and factual information, tallied in with what I was told 5 minutes before I checked Facebook. I believe the information to be true and correct. I'm going to leave it there, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're interested in the story reference security tightened after guards are hurt at HMP Hewell from a couple of days ago, I will put the link in the description. Leave it there, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Hope all the prisoners are okay and stuff and are safe. Let's go. Leave it there, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Cody out.